This ShotSpotter technology is nothing new here in the district. DC police have actually been using this thing since 2006 to detect gunfire and pinpoint exactly where it came from. Now, it's a tool that cities are using all over the country, but now the company is expanding right here to the nation's capital for added capacity and to build stronger relationships with federal agencies. Gunshots. That's what ShotSpotter monitors around the clock in cities using the technology like DC. It's a series of microphones designed to hear gunfire and find its location within 10 feet and notifies police right away. So how does it work? Well, according to the company, those microphones are strategically placed on buildings and lampposts in areas that are heavily populated or known to have a lot of shootings. Once a gun is fired, those audio sensors will pick up the sound and timestamp it. The precise location of the gunshots are determined by the amount of time it takes for the sound to travel to each of those nearby sensors. That information is then sent to an incident review center. Analysts determine whether the sound was in fact gunfire, and then they get that information to police, a process that's done in less than 1 minute. Yeah, so it happens pretty quickly there. Now, we can tell you that ShotSpotter is opening a satellite office and a second incident review center today. It's going to be right here in downtown D.C. The CEO of that company, Mayor Bowser, and the police chief, Chief Conti, will plan to discuss how this technology helps officers in the district and how it might contribute to the president's gun violence initiative. Tony.
All right, Michael, let me ask you about this. You mentioned that the technology obviously uses a series of microphones in communities. Does this mean anything for privacy? Can police listen to people's conversations on the street?
Yeah, look, that's a very important question. And according to ShotSpotter, the short answer to that is no. The audio sensors are basically triggered to hear loud and impulsive noises like gunfire and fireworks, but not human conversations. The company goes a lot deeper into detail about this. And for those people who want to learn more about this, we're going to post the full answer to the question on WUSA9.com.